I thought everything was perfect. I really did. Maya and I were supposed to have a future together. Our little apartment, lazy Sunday mornings, dreams of traveling the world. I could almost taste it. But that night, everything cracked. I came home early, hoping to surprise her. I opened the door quietly. Maya. My voice was soft, almost hopeful. No answer. I crept toward the living room and froze. She was on the phone, leaning against the couch, laughing like I'd never heard before. A rich, careless laugh that made my stomach twist. "Oh, Ethan," she was saying, her tone dripping with excitement. "You don't even know how easy this is. I'll be there next week. Don't worry, I've got it all planned." I stepped closer, my heart hammering. "Maya, what are you talking about?" My voice cracked. She glanced at me, eyes wide for a second, then a sly smile crossed her face. "Oh, I didn't hear you come in. Don't lie to me. Who's Ethan?" I felt my hands shake, anger bubbling with disbelief. "Maya, is this true? Are you leaving me for him?" I demanded, each word slicing through me. She shrugged like it was nothing. "I mean, yes. I can't help it. He's everything I want. Don't be mad, okay?" I laughed, but it came out bitter, broken. "Everything you want. Everything we had meant nothing to you." She tilted her head, her lips curling into that practiced, charming smile. "It's not about you being bad. It's just opportunity, love. You understand, right?" I couldn't breathe. I wanted to scream, cry, hit something. "Opportunity," I repeated, voice shaking. "Maya, we built a life together. Don't tell me it's just opportunity." Her laugh was soft now, almost teasing. "You take things so seriously. It's life. It happens. Life. This is betrayal, Maya. Pure betrayal." My throat tightened, tears stinging my eyes. "Did you ever love me?" She shrugged again, like my feelings were invisible. "I cared, I guess. But love isn't always enough. Ethan can give me more. You know that?" I sank into the armchair across from her, feeling hollow. I trusted you with everything. How could you do this to me?" Her expression softened for a moment, but not enough. "I didn't mean to hurt you. I can't stay. I'm sorry. My voice rose. "You think sorry fixes this? You think saying it makes the betrayal go away?" She looked down, almost guilty, then shrugged again. "People move on, right? You'll be fine." I laughed bitterly, a sound that didn't belong to me. "Fine, do you hear yourself? I'm not fine, Maya. I'm shattered. You took everything and left me nothing." Her eyes flicked up, calculating, unreadable. "I hope someday you understand. Maybe you'll see. It's not personal." I couldn't take it anymore. I stood, my fists clenched. "Not personal. This was my life, Maya. My heart." She didn't answer. She just turned back to her phone, scrolling, like I wasn't there. That was it. No fight, no guilt, no remorse, just cold, indifferent silence. I sank back into the chair, staring at the floor. My mind was spinning, heart shattering into a million pieces. I felt stupid, naive, so painfully trusting. I had loved her with everything I had, and she threw it away for money, for comfort. For someone who could give her more than I ever could. That night, I sat alone in the dark apartment, trembling. I realized I had lost more than Maya. I had lost my sense of self, my innocence, my belief in love. But one thought kept me awake. I would never be weak again. I would rise. I would be stronger, and one day, she would see exactly what she lost. I couldn't sleep. Every time I closed my eyes, I saw her smile, heard her laugh, felt the warmth of her hand in mine, and then, the image would shatter. Maya, her name burned in my chest like a brand. I tossed my phone onto the bed, unable to look at it anymore, yet unable to stay away. Another picture of her in some fancy restaurant, champagne in hand, Ethan's arm around her waist. My stomach twisted. The doorbell rang. I groaned, dragging myself to answer it. Rohan stood there, arms crossed, eyebrows furrowed. "You look like hell," he said, stepping inside before I could even answer. I feel like hell, I admitted, sinking into the couch. I can't stop thinking about her, every post, every laugh. It's like a knife in my chest. Rohan sat across from me. I told you this would hurt. But you can't let it eat you alive. You have to focus on yourself, man. You can't fight her life, she already made her choice. I ran my hands through my hair, frustrated. Focus on myself? How? Every memory I had with her is poisoned now. Every plan we made, every promise, all lies. I don't even know if I'll ever trust anyone again. You will. But right now, wallowing won't fix it. He leaned forward. You need a plan. Not for her, for you. Get your life in order. Start with small things. Gym, work, hobbies, anything. Prove to yourself that you can survive this. I laughed bitterly. Survive? I feel like I'm drowning, Rohan. You don't get it. She left me. For money. For him. It's not just about the money, it's about me being replaceable. Rohan shook his head. Don't let her power over you. She chose wrong. That's on her. You need to reclaim control over your life. Not revenge control. You hear me? I swallowed hard. Control? Easier said than done. I keep replaying everything. Every smile, every word. Was it all fake? Did I never really know her? Maybe some of it was real. Doesn't matter now. You need to stop watching her social media like a stalker. It'll ruin you faster than she ever could. I can't help it, I muttered. Every post, it's a reminder that she's happy. That I'm nothing to her. That I wasn't enough. Rohan leaned back, sighing. I get it, man. I really do. But sitting here crying over her won't bring you peace. You need to get angry at the right thing, your own weakness. Right now, you're letting her win by letting this destroy you. I looked at him, eyes burning. You think I'm weak. I don't think it, I know it. But you can fix that. You're stronger than you give yourself credit for. You just need to see it. The words cut through my fog of despair, planting a seed of something dangerous and necessary. Resolve. I clenched my fists. You're right. I can't stay like this. I can't let her see me broken. Rohan smirked. Good. That's the first step. You've got this, man. Small steps. Then bigger ones. You'll get there. I nodded, though a storm still raged inside me. I couldn't forgive her. Not yet. Maybe not ever. But I could prepare. I could rebuild. And I would. I left Rohan's apartment, walking the streets in silence. My hands were shoved deep in my pockets, my mind spinning with memories and plans. And then I found myself in front of her new building. My chest tightened. I stared at the windows where she and Ethan laughed, completely unaware of the storm brewing outside. Soon, I whispered to myself. Soon, she see. I'll come back stronger. Stronger than she ever imagined. I leaned against the cold wall, fists clenched, heart pounding. The betrayal had broken me, but it had also lit a fire I couldn't ignore. Rage, grief, and determination blended into a single driving force. I would survive this. I would rise from it, and I would take back control, not just of my life, but of the power she thought she had taken from me. For the first time in days, a small, dangerous smile tugged at my lips. I wasn't finished. Not by a long shot. I woke up the next morning feeling heavy, but not completely defeated. The rage from last night was still simmering, but I decided it had to fuel something. I texted Rohan before leaving for work. I'm trying. Small steps, right? He replied instantly. Exactly. Start with one thing at a time. You've got this. At the gym, I struggled at first. My body protested. My mind wandered back to Maya, but I pushed through. Sweat dripped down my face, and with every rep, I whispered to myself, not weak, not broken. Hey, someone said, snapping me out of my trance. I looked up to see a woman jogging past, giving me a small, encouraging smile. First time here. I nodded, wiping my brow. Yeah, trying to get back on track. She slowed down and jogged alongside me. I'm Laila, I've seen you around the office. You've got determination. Don't waste it. I blinked, surprised. You know me. Enough to know you push yourself. And push hard. But don't forget, recovery isn't just physical. Mental strength counts too. I swallowed, unsure what to say. Thanks. That means a lot. Laila smirked, playful but sincere. You're welcome, just don't let someone else's betrayal define you. You're bigger than that. Her words stuck with me as I left the gym. I felt a strange spark of motivation, something I hadn't felt since before Maya. At work, Laila stopped by my desk again. Coffee break, she asked casually. I promise not to grill you about spreadsheets. I chuckled, genuinely this time. All right. Lead the way. We sat in the small cafeteria, the noise of clattering dishes around us, yet I felt oddly at ease. You know, she began, stirring her coffee, most people would crumble after what you've been through. I admire that you're not. You keep moving. I'm not sure it's admiration, I said. Maybe stubbornness, or maybe I'm scared of staying broken forever. She smiled knowingly. Scared is okay. Scared keeps you alive, but don't let fear control you. Channel it into growth, into action. I stared at her, realizing she was speaking to the part of me that wanted to rise, not just survive. Action? Yeah, I think I'm ready for that. She raised her cup in a small toast. Then don't waste a second. Start small, but start now. Back at my desk, I felt the weight of Maya's absence. But I also felt a flicker of something else: hope, determination, maybe even desire. Laila had awakened a part of me I didn't realize I could feel again, a part that wanted to live, not just exist. Later, I met Rohan for lunch. I see a change, he said, eyes scanning me like a hawk. What did you do? Smile at work now. I met someone, I admitted. Laila, she challenges me, makes me focus on what I can control. He grinned. Good. Surround yourself with people who push you forward, not drag you down. You'll need that strength for what's coming. I frowned, stirring my food. I can't stop thinking about her, Maya. Every day she haunts me. I can't just let it go. You don't have to let it go, Rohan said seriously. But channel it. Not just anger strategy. You want her to see what she lost, right? Then plan. Be smarter, faster, better. I nodded, feeling the fire reignite. Yeah, smarter. Not reckless. She's going to regret everything, but I won't let this destroy me. That evening, I walked home, mind racing with ideas. I would rebuild my life, piece by piece, day by day. Gym, work, friendships, new routines. Each step strengthening me. Laila's encouragement echoed in my head. Don't let someone else's betrayal define you. I paused outside my apartment, glancing at the skyline. The city lights reflected the possibilities, the small victories, and the future I was determined to claim. Maya's face appeared in my mind, smug and careless. My hands clenched into fists. Not for long, I whispered. I'll take back everything she thinks she's won. Everything she values. I'll make her see. Slowly, quietly, calmer. I took a deep breath, feeling the weight of the past lift slightly. This wasn't just about revenge anymore, it was about reclaiming me. Every choice, every effort, every conversation with Laila or Rohan was a step toward a stronger version of myself. A version that wouldn't be broken, wouldn't be betrayed again. And one day, Maya would realize what she had lost. I found out about the parties because someone I barely knew liked one of her photos. You went to the Riviera? I asked Rohan the next morning, voice rough. He looked up from his coffee. You saw that? Yeah, she posted 1,000 photos. It's ridiculous. Ridiculous, I repeated. She's living in a world I never learned the language of. Champagne, velvet, people pretending to be important. It made me sick. Rohan folded his hands. That world is hollow. It's shiny on the outside and empty inside. Don't let it pull you under. I can't pretend I don't want to watch it burn, I said, half joking, half serious. I want to show her what real looks like. Careful, Rohan warned. Don't let this become obsession. Pride will eat you alive. Justice, not obsession, I told him. There's a line. I'm going to cross it cleanly. At work, I started asking questions. Who arranged her charity gala? I asked my colleague, Marco, casual but sharp. Marco shrugged. A firm called Bennett & Co. They're close with some high-profile donors. Why? Just curious, I lied. If I had some introductions, I'd know where to start. You're planning something. Marco grinned. You're not the type to plot. Maybe I'm learning, I said. Maybe I'm learning to play a different game. Laila noticed the change. She leaned against my cubicle. You're different, smarter, more controlled. What's the plan? I need contacts, I admitted. Information. I want to understand her new world, so I can use its rules against her. She raised an eyebrow. That's dangerous. Are you sure that's what you want? I'm sure, I said, meeting her eyes. I don't want to lose myself, Laila. I want to rise. She considered me, then nodded. Okay, but promise me you won't become someone you'll hate. I promise, I said. Though inside, I felt that promise stretch thin. Night after night, I stayed awake, studying guest lists, scrolling through old posts, piecing together alliances. Ethan's name showed up at every charity gala, wrist at Maya's waist in photo after photo. He smiled in a way that meant he never worried. I hated him for that smile. This is about leverage, I told Rohan, when I finally admitted the plan aloud. Expose the cracks. Not break things for fun. Make her choices visible. Leverage is power, he said slowly. But power can corrupt. Use it to rebuild, not to destroy. That's the plan, I insisted. I want to expose the fragility. Let her feel it. Then I will be ready. Rohan sighed. Promise me you'll stop if it stops being about you growing. I'll stop, I said. I wasn't certain, but the vow steadied me. I practiced conversations in the mirror. Maya, do you remember when you said we were a team? I'd say it's soft nails biting into my palm. Do you remember when you promised me things? Another version, Ethan, is she happy? I pictured his dismissive laugh. Do you even know her? Or just the version she shows you? The rehearsals calmed my hands and sharpened my tongue. They made me ready. At a networking event, I walked in with eyes open. Who organized this? I asked a woman wearing pearls. She smiled, folding her gloves. A foundation for the arts. Call it an opening, if you like. Anyone I should know? I pressed, smiling to her. Depends on who you're trying to reach, she said. But if you have patience, people will find you. I left the event with a stack of business cards and a new map. Each contact was a thread I could pull. Back home, I sat at my kitchen table and spread the cards out like a plan. My hands trembled not from fear, but from a strange electric anticipation. This was more than revenge. This was strategy. This was building a life that didn't depend on someone else's affection. I called Laila. Can you meet? I could use your insight. Of course, she said. Be careful, okay? I will, I lied softly, already folding the cards into neat piles. The plan lived now in ink and paper, not just in my head. It felt real. I slept a little that night, the kind of sleep that comes after long lists are made and a path is drawn. I woke determined. The plan had begun. I would step into her world, learn its language, and then change the meaning of every word she used against me. Next morning, Rohan called. You sound different. Report. I found leads, I said. Not reckless. Good. Stay honest with me, he warned. If you start enjoying their pain, stop. I won't, I said. This is for me. Then, be careful, he said. Don't burn bridges you'll need later. Promise me. I promised, quietly, to myself. I watched from across the cafe as Maya laughed with her friends, champagne glass in hand. The glow on her face didn't fool me anymore. That smile, I knew it wasn't real. Not entirely. I leaned closer to Laila, whispering. Notice how carefully she controls every detail. Every laugh, every gesture, it's all performance. She raised an eyebrow. And you think exposing it will... What, humiliate her? It's not about humiliation, I said. It's about truth. People love illusions. I'm just giving them a little reality check. Laila studied me, cautious. Be careful. Obsession has a way of backfiring. I know, I muttered, sipping my coffee. But right now, this feels necessary. I need her to see that her choices have consequences. I called Marco later that day. I need the list of investors who backed Maya's last project. Every contact, every detail. Why? Marco asked, "You planning a countermove?" "Call it research," I said. "I'm not hurting anyone directly. I just want to make her realize that success built on lies is fragile." "You're serious," he said slowly. "All right. Give me a day, I'll send it over." I spent the next evening crafting subtle emails to Maya's colleagues. Nothing aggressive, just hints that some of her claims weren't entirely accurate. A misquoted number here, a misattributed compliment there. I watched online forums and social feeds carefully, monitoring reactions. The next morning, I met Laila at the gym. She circled me as I stretched. "You're tense." "More than usual, I'm focused," I said. "Nothing more." "You're hiding something," she said, her eyes sharp. "This isn't just self-improvement, is it?" I hesitated. "I'm making sure she doesn't get away with everything." "Not directly, just balance, I guess." "Balance," she repeated slowly. "Just make sure it doesn't become revenge disguised as justice." I nodded. "I'll remember that." The tension built quickly. Maya began noticing small anomalies, friends asking pointed questions, investors giving vague answers. She laughed it off in public, confidence unwavering. But the flickers of doubt in her eyes told me she knew something was shifting. I couldn't help the thrill that ran through me. Watching karma work in small doses was intoxicating. But a part of me feared what I was becoming. Each email sent, each subtle revelation, made me feel alive, but also dangerously obsessed. I called Rohan late that night. "It's happening," I said quietly. "She's noticing the cracks." "Good," he said. "But don't get lost in it. Make sure you stay grounded." "I know," I said. "But it's hard to separate satisfaction from, I don't know, hunger." "Then stop and breathe," he said. "Remind yourself why you started this. Not to destroy, but to restore balance." The next day at work, Laila cornered me. "I saw the posts about Maya," she said. "You've been busy." "Yes," I admitted. "It's necessary." Her gaze held mine. "I just hope you're not losing yourself in it. You've been tense, focused, like nothing else matters." "It matters," I said. "My life, my strength. I can't let her arrogance control me anymore." Later that week, the first real consequence hit. One of Maya's friends posted a subtle critique on social media. An event she had claimed to organize herself was actually outsourced to a consulting firm. Comments grew skeptical. I watched her smile falter in a live stream, her laugh a little too forced. Ethan was beside her, oblivious, nodding like everything was fine. I couldn't stop the small grin that tugged at my lips. Finally, I whispered, "A crack." The exhilaration was brief, bittersweet. Part of me thrilled at seeing her stumble, yet another part of me recoiled. Satisfaction tasted sharp, almost metallic. Laila texted me later, "Are you okay? Don't lose yourself." I stared at my phone, fingers trembling. I typed back, "I'm okay, just focused." That night, I replayed every moment in my mind. Each subtle exposure, each hesitant glance from her social circle, it all added up. I didn't gloat, didn't taunt. I simply prepared, storing patience and precision like ammunition. Maya had built her life on appearances, on charm, on deception. I was learning to dismantle it one thread at a time, quietly, invisibly, ensuring that every action was intentional. Every small strike was a test of her arrogance, her judgment, and my own restraint. I knew the path ahead was dangerous. Each victory risked consuming me. But for now, watching her falter in that tiny, public way, it felt like justice. It felt like the first step toward reclaiming everything I'd lost. I got the first hint she was trying to fight back when an unexpected email landed in my inbox. A subtle threat, wrapped in polite words. "I hear rumors. Be careful where you step." I smiled, leaning back in my chair. "Cute," I muttered aloud. You're already panicking, Maya. Rohan called that evening. She's aware now, isn't she? He asked, voice cautious. Yeah, I said, and she's trying to retaliate. Too bad she doesn't know I'm always one step ahead. Just don't get lost in it, he warned. Strategic is fine. Obsessed is dangerous. I'm strategic, I replied. I promise. But I'll admit, it feels good knowing she's losing control. The next morning, I saw her at a networking brunch, perfectly poised, her smile dazzling. Ethan hung on to her every word. She glanced in my direction for a fraction of a second, and I swore I saw panic flicker. I caught up with her later, pretending casual. Maya, I said, voice low. We need to talk, she turned, eyes wide but defiant. Oh hi, what is this about? About truth, I said. About your choices. About what you think you can get away with. Her lips pressed into a thin line. And what would you know about that? Enough, I said, stepping closer. I know that your world is fragile. That everything you've built on charm and lies can crumble if someone knows how to pull the threads. She laughed, brittle, sharp. You think you can intimidate me? I'm untouchable, remember? Untouchable, I repeated, voice calm but charged. Look at you, Maya, smiling, controlling but afraid. I see the cracks. You know it too. Her hands trembled slightly as she adjusted her bracelet. You're obsessed. This is unhealthy. Maybe, I admitted. But it's focused. And it's justified. You left me. You humiliated me. I'm just reclaiming balance. Her eyes narrowed. Reclaiming? Or punishing? The line is thin, I said softly. But I'm learning to walk it without falling. Unlike you, I'm not hiding behind wealth or appearances. Ethan appeared then, smiling arrogantly. Everything okay here? He asked, voice loud and confident. I turned to him, cold. I'm fine. But maybe you should be careful. People notice more than you think. He laughed dismissively. Noted. After they left, I exhaled, tension rolling off me like a wave. That confrontation left me drained, but alive. I felt a shift inside, a mixture of satisfaction and unease. Satisfaction for seeing her fear, unease for how close I was getting to something darker. Later, Laila met me for coffee. She slid into the seat across from me, eyes sharp. You look intense. I've had a day, I said, taking a sip of my drink. She's scared now. I've gotten under her skin. She shook her head, concerned. And how does that make you feel? Good and guilty, I admitted. Every strike feels right, but I wonder if I'm changing into someone I won't like. Laila reached across the table. Then stop and ask yourself, are you doing this for justice, or for revenge, for growth, or to feed anger? I met her gaze, seeing clarity in her eyes I wished I had more often. I want justice, I said. I want to prove she can't destroy me. But I don't want to be her shadow, obsessed with her every move. Then remember yourself, she said softly. Not her. Not Ethan. Her words sank in, grounding me. I realized that my victories weren't just about her faltering, they were about reclaiming myself. Piece by piece. The next day, her panic became more obvious. I watched her stumble over a presentation, her confidence faltering in front of investors. Ethan tried to intervene, but the damage was done. Comments and whispers swirled around her like a storm she hadn't anticipated. I didn't gloat openly. I didn't need to. Watching her falter in silence was enough. The thrill was there, yes, but mingled with a strange sense of responsibility. I had to stay on the right side of this. Justice, not cruelty. That night I called Rohan. She's cracking, I said. First public stumble. I can see it. Good, he said cautiously. Now step back. Let her feel it, but don't let this consume you. Focus on yourself, too. I will, I promised. And I will. I hung up and sat by the window, thinking about Laila's words. I realized revenge alone wouldn't heal me. Self-transformation had to come first. I had to grow stronger, smarter, emotionally resilient, so that, when the final reckoning came, I would not just destroy her illusions, but remain intact. untouchable in my own right. Maya's first public stumble was only the beginning. But I felt the first real pulse of control in my chest. Rage had turned into strategy, anger into focus, and fear of obsession into cautious clarity. The war wasn't over, but for the first time, I could see a path not just of revenge, but of my own rebirth. Marco's call came at noon. Ethan found anomalies, he said without preamble. Anomalies where? I asked, fingers going cold. In Maya's accounts, some transfers look suspicious. Ethan is probing. Is he confronting her? I whispered. Yes. He wants answers, Marco said. Be careful. That evening, I watched Maya across the room, laughter forced, glass held too tight. Ethan's expression was blank. He leaned close and mouthed something. I saw her face change. Later, Ethan confronted her by the bar. Why didn't you tell me about the offshore account? He demanded. Maya's voice shook. I thought I could handle it. Handle it. He repeated. You lied to me. Hearing that, I felt a sharp thrill. Then, a cold hand gripped my spine. What if the same scrutiny turned on me? The strategy I used could cut both ways, Rohan called. Is it true? He asked. Yes, I said. But it feels different. Seeing her falter isn't clean. Then don't let it define you, he said. Don't become the thing that hurt you. I found Maya later on the stairwell, eyes wide. Maya, I said. She looked at me like a child caught. What do you want?
Truth, I answered. Why did you do it? I needed security, she whispered. I wanted more. I thought money would fix everything. Did you think about me at all? I asked. Sometimes, she admitted. But I lied to myself. You chose to betray us, I said. You chose status over us. Her hands trembled. I'm sorry. Ethan's pulling away. People are asking questions. Regret doesn't change what happened, I said. She stared at me, raw. Please tell me what I can do. You can't undo it, I said. But you can learn. You can stop pretending. Ethan appeared in the doorway, face like stone. Is this over? He asked. Maya shook her head. Not yet. Ethan turned to me. Why are you here? To hear her admit it, I said. To see if she understood what she broke. He studied Maya, then said quietly, trust is fragile. Maya sobbed. I can fix this, I swear. Fix it? Ethan asked. You risked everything. Watching them, my triumph tasted thin. Layla's voice came back to me, use this to rebuild, not to wound. I stepped closer. I wanted justice, I said. But ruining her won't bring me peace. Maya blinked. Change your mind. After all this? I won't destroy her, I replied. I won't become what hurt me. She laughed, furious and broken. Do you really forgive me? I don't forgive easily, I said. But I refuse to be hollow with revenge. Ethan's jaw tightened. Then what now? Now I walk away, I said. And build a life on my terms. Outside, the air bit my lungs. I called Laila on the sidewalk. It happened, I said. I didn't crush her. Good, she said. That was brave. Brave or weak? I asked. Brave, she said firmly. You kept your humanity. Rohan met me the next day. So you held back, he asked. I did, I said. It felt right. Good, he replied. Set rules. No personal attacks. Expose truth, not people. Rebuild, don't ruin. Agreed, I said. If I slip, call me out. I will, he said. She'll keep you honest. Thank you, I said. We both laughed, brittle relief easing our shoulders. Later, Marco warned, Ethan is shaken. Be careful, collateral can hit back. I know, I said. But choices have costs. That afternoon, Ethan stopped me. You asked questions, didn't you? I asked for truth, I said. Truth can be messy, he warned. Don't cross a line. I'm not here to make enemies, I said. I want clarity. He looked at me, considering. If you ever cross the line, I won't hesitate. I won't, I said. Laila called. Don't become her, she demanded. I promise, I answered. That night I rehearsed in the mirror. I choose growth, I told myself. I won't let this ruin me. Rohan met me again. So you held back, he asked. I did, I said. It felt right. Good, he said. Now set rules. No personal attacks. Expose truth, not people. Rebuild, don't ruin. Agreed, I said. If I slip, call me out. I will, he said. Days later I saw Maya at a distance, face hollow. She mouthed, sorry. I didn't rush to respond. I had shifted the objective, rebuild, not destroy. The tipping point had come, and I had not fallen into the trap of becoming cruel. Choosing restraint felt like a new kind of strength. I would rebuild on solid ground. That was my promise as I walked into the night. I walked into the office that morning, chest tight with anticipation. Marco greeted me with a grin. Big week, he said. Maya's contacts are scrambling. I leaned back, sipping my coffee. It feels like everything is unraveling for her. Collateral damage, he asked. Not exactly, I said. She built this life on lies and arrogance. I just exposed the cracks. Laila called later. I saw the posts, she said. People are talking, questioning her choices. I smiled, a mix of relief and satisfaction. I didn't need to do much. Just, let the truth speak. You're calm, she noted. Unlike before. Focus changes everything, I said. I'm not chasing revenge anymore. I'm reclaiming myself. She paused. And what about her? Maya? She's learning consequences the hard way, I admitted. Ethan left. Her friends are distant. Her wealth is shaky. It's inevitable. Doesn't it bother you? She asked. Watching her fall. A little, I said honestly. But it's tempered by something new, pride in myself. I'm not just watching, I'm rising. At lunch, Rohan joined me. I hear Maya's circle is in chaos, he said. Yes, I said. And I finally understand something. Karma is effective, but the real power is control over your own life. He nodded. You've changed. Stronger, but not bitter. I hope, I said. I don't want to be bitter. That's what I feared before. That evening, I found Laila waiting for me outside the office. You look different, she said. Not just stronger, peaceful. I laughed softly. I didn't believe peace was possible. Not after betrayal. But it is, if you focus on yourself first. She smiled. And the past? Part of me will always remember it, I admitted. But remembering doesn't mean dwelling. It's a lesson, not a weight. We walked together through the quiet streets. So what's next for you? She asked. My career, I said. Building respect. Connections. Integrity. I've worked hard for this, and now I'll maintain it without shortcuts. Laila nodded. And personally? Learning to trust, I said. To value loyalty and honesty. To let love exist without fear. She squeezed my hand. You've earned it. I remembered staring at Maya's posts months ago, feeling hollow, betrayed, angry. I thought revenge would fill that emptiness. But watching her unravel while I built something real, that filled me in a way anger never could. Later, I got a call from Marco. Investor meeting went well. Your reputation is solid. People respect your integrity. I exhaled slowly. Finally, I said. Recognition for who I am, not who I used to be. Good, he said. And Maya? She's adjusting to reality, I said. No allies, no illusions. She has to face herself. Rohan called that night. So you're really done, he asked. I am, I said. It's not about revenge anymore. It's about living properly, rising above. You sound free, he said. I am, I said softly. It took losing her to realize what I could gain by reclaiming myself. Days later, I ran into Maya briefly at a networking event. She looked drained, her charm gone. I offered a polite nod. She swallowed hard. I didn't expect this, she said quietly. You expected me to fall apart, I replied. But I didn't. And you should have thought about that before betraying me. Her lips trembled. I see now. I made mistakes. You see, I said. And that's the difference between us. You learned too late. I learned through struggle, and I used it to grow. Walking away, I felt something I hadn't felt in years, lightness. The past no longer controlled me. The pain, betrayal, and rage had shaped me, but they didn't own me. Laila met me afterward. You did it, she said. No, I said, smiling. I did more than I thought possible. I didn't just survive, I reclaimed myself. And that's the real victory. She looked at me, eyes shining. Then what now? Living, I said. Honestly, openly. Learning, growing, and letting integrity guide me. No shortcuts, no bitterness, no obsession. Just me. She squeezed my hand. And I'm here, she said. To remind you of that. I realized then that the true strength came not from the falls of others, but from standing tall despite them. Karma had played its part, yes, but my rise came from within, from focus, resilience, and integrity. As I watched the city lights flicker, I whispered to myself, I am not the man I was. I am stronger, wiser, and free. This life is mine to claim. The road ahead was long, but for the first time, I faced it without fear, only confidence, clarity, and the peace of knowing I had reclaimed my life. I saw her across the cafe, the same cafe we used to frequent. Maya's face had changed, lines of stress, eyes that flickered with regret. I took a deep breath, feeling the calm I hadn't known for years. Maya, I said, sliding into the seat opposite her. She blinked, startled. I didn't expect you. I didn't come for an argument, I said. Or revenge. She swallowed hard. I know I hurt you. You did, I interrupted gently. And that's not something you can take back. Her lips trembled. Please, can we? I just want you to understand. I was afraid. I made mistakes, big ones. I understand fear, I said. I understand choices and consequences. But understanding doesn't mean forgiveness. That's not mine to give. Her eyes filled with tears. But I'm sorry. I hear you, I said calmly. But apology alone doesn't erase what happened. You need to face yourself, not me. She leaned forward. I thought, maybe, you'd give me another chance. After everything. I shook my head slowly. No. Not this time. Not ever. Maya's shoulders slumped. Silence stretched between us, heavy but necessary. I felt no anger, only a strange relief. The weight I carried for months, the betrayal, the obsession, the plotting, it was finally gone. I hope, I said softly, you learn from this. And I hope you don't keep repeating the same mistakes. I will try, she whispered. I stood, reaching for the door. That's all I can wish for you. But my life is no longer tied to your choices. She nodded, tearful. Goodbye, then. Goodbye, Maya, I said. Outside, Laila was waiting. Her smile was warm, steady, a reminder of the life I wanted to build. I took her hand. Ready? I asked. Always, she said. We walked down the street together, sunlight spilling across the pavement. I felt lighter with every step, as if the past had finally loosened its grip. Do you ever think about her? Laila asked softly. Sometimes, I admitted. But it doesn't sting anymore. It's just a lesson. Painful, yes, but necessary. I've learned who I am, what I value, and what I won't tolerate. She squeezed my hand. You're stronger than you realize. I had to become strong, I said. For me, not for revenge. That's the difference. We passed a park where children played, their laughter ringing like music. I felt a strange calmness. Betrayal had shaped me, but it didn't define me. Revenge had taught me strategy, patience, and control, but self-respect and integrity gave me life again. Do you think she'll recover? Laila asked. Maybe, I said. But it won't be easy. Her choices caught up with her. That's her karma. And you? She asked. I'm moving forward, I said firmly. Not looking back, not holding grudges, not letting anger dictate me. I've reclaimed my life, and that's the victory. Laila nodded, smiling. Then let's go. There's a future waiting. I glanced once toward the cafe, seeing Maya sitting alone, distant, and silent. A part of me acknowledged her regret, but that was all. No bitterness, no longing. I had closed that chapter for good. I never imagined I'd feel this, free, I said quietly. You earned it, Laila said. Yes, I said. And I'll keep earning it. Every day. I won't forget the lessons, betrayal, pain, resilience, but I won't let them chain me. I'll live with integrity, build trust, and embrace love that strengthens rather than destroys. We walked on, side by side, toward the horizon, sunlight warming our faces. The past was behind me, karma had run its course, and the future stretched out, filled with hope, self-respect, and the promise of real happiness. For the first time in a long while, I felt complete, not because I had ruined her, but because I had restored myself. And that, I realized, was true victory.